Hey everyone, this is Corey from Lightspeed, and in this video, we'll be covering how to do returns and exchanges within Lightspeed Retail. The easiest way to do a return or refund is by scanning the barcode that's found at the bottom of a customer's receipt. So if the customer comes in with their original receipt, that's the easiest way to start a refund. I'll show you what that looks like now. We'll scan that in, and we'll see a few things. First off, the customer has been attached to this refund. We can also see that we're now on the refund tab of the register. And we can see the details of the original transaction down in the bottom here. In order to select which items we're going to refund off of the original sale, we just need to hit the refund button next to each of their names. By doing so, we'll see that a line item is now added to the refund with a negative quantity, which means that inventory is coming back into our store and money is going out. In order to finalize this, we'll go forward to payment. We can see that the refund section, or where we'd normally enter our payments in, is orange to provide a visual cue to your staff that this is a refund rather than a sale. And we're able to select which method we're going to refund it back to them with. We'll go ahead and use cash in this case. And we can then finish the sale. Of course, as usual, a receipt will be printed for this refund, and we're able to email that to them as well. Next, let's take a look at how we can do a refund if the customer doesn't have a receipt, but you're pretty sure that you know what day it was on, or that their customer record exists. There's two ways that we can find that sale. We can either come over to Customers, into their customer name, and then check the Sales tab to find any transactions that were done in the past for this customer. You can then click on the ID of that original transaction and click Refund at the top. And that will take you to the sales screen where you'll be able to process this just like we had covered earlier. Another way you can do it, if you don't know that the customer was attached to the original sale, or if you just have the day of the purchase and maybe the item itself to go by, we would come down to Reports, and we'll take a look at the All Transactions report. This allows us to filter by the day that the original sale was done, by the customer, by the employee who rang them up, in case they remember who that was, as well as filter by individual shops, just in case it was done at a particular store and you want to ensure you grab the right transaction. Let's go ahead and select one of these cells, and just like before, we just need to hit the refund button at the top here. That will bring us straight to the register with the customer, if applicable, attached. In this case, it is not. And we can then refund those items and finalize as before. The next thing I'll show you is how to do what's known as an ad hoc refund. This can be done if you know that you don't have the original transaction easily accessible. There are a few things to keep in mind though when we're doing an ad hoc refund. The most important of which is that the system will not be able to know if that item was discounted or on sale during the original time. So you want to really make sure that your customers are bringing in their receipts if at all possible, or that you make it your return policy to only accept returns if they do have that original copy. That way, there's no chance that you'll accidentally refund them more money than you actually took in the first place. So how do we do an ad hoc refund? Well, we'll come over to the Sales tab on the side and click on Refund. And we'll see that this will create us the Refund tab. And at this point, we can start to either scan the items in, or, as usual, we can search for them and add them to the transaction this way. And as before, we can see we have the negative quantity, which we can then adjust. We could add more items, or we could go ahead and finalize this refund on the payment screen. Next, let's take a look at how we do an exchange. They're quite simple. There's really just one extra step to it. Once we've added the product that's being refunded, and we can see that we have a negative balance on the transaction, we just need to do a sale at the same time. So if we jump over to the Sale tab, we're able to now start scanning items in or searching for them. And when we add these new items in, we'll see that the balance is going to represent the difference between the two. In this case, our item that's $149 is being balanced out with the $68 to give us a total of $85.05 after tax. And so based on whether this is a negative value or a positive one, we will either be taking the remainder from the customer as payment or refunding them back the difference between those two items. And of course, the inventory will be trading places because of the negative quantity versus the positive quantity. And that's it for the basics of doing refunds and exchanges in Lightspeed Retail. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like more videos like this, please check out our video library.